Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. Today we are in the other studio. Take it away, Aaron, first.
And we needed some more comfort because this is going to be long. We are smoking the Drew Estate egg. Now,
looks like we'll have to open a window or something.
It states
your fan's dead.
It states right here that it's supposed to last a whole 2 hours. So you get this kind of cheaply made box, but you know it's still a box for one cigar. Mine's still in there. You can look at your box.
Tobacco from 4 continents?
Yes, which is semi-true. Anyways, I'll show you what it looks like inside. It's got all sorts of tobacco lining the inside, various loose leaves. Suppose you could roll that up and smoke it if you knew what you were doing.
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking of taking all those dry tobacco here,
Put it in your pipe.
and try it.
I don't know. But it might be worth giving a try. I don't know. Anybody ever done that? So, the egg. Now that is one odd shape. I'm sorry I can't get close to the camera. But you can see it looks like it swallowed an egg right here in the center. It's listed as a 42 by 70 by 42. Which I could say is 70 at its fattest point. Now it says that it's from 4 continents.
Moppy!
It is an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, which has some holes in it, but no big deal. I mean, as big as it is around. It has Nicaraguan tobacco in it, which takes us to South America. It has Syrian tobacco, which takes us to the Middle East.
Which isn't really a continent, unless it's in the African.
Asian African. It's also got Turkish tobaccos in here.
Which is European.
And it's got Perique from St. James Parish in here, which is Louisiana, America. So it does take you to 4 continents with 5 different tobaccos. So go ahead and cut mine up. Rita, you need to get ready for the sniffers. I'm going to sneeze first, though.
Earth scent. I'm picking up a nice earth scent. You?
I'm picking up very little scent.
Well,
you're still somewhat clogged. If you could actually hear me over here, it's making noises. Just trying to. I can't give you a good sniff test reading on this.
Well, I'm picking up earth. So
now these are thanks to Johnny Sticks. We're guinea pigs for trying this. He's got one that's been aging like 4 years in his humidor, 5, and he's wondering whether he should smoke this. I feel like those reviewers who do the 1-minute review, should I smoke this? And they did not seem to like it too much. They thought it was taking too long. I'm sorry, you plan on a 2-hour cigar. You plan on a 2-hour cigar. So without further ado, I guess we fire these things up. They should
call this an actual submarine shape. All right, let's fire it up. Thanks to Johnny Sticks again for the cigar, and I'm going to use my new Jetline lighter.
We also got these little tabletop ones too, which is full. It's oh, I gotta open the lid. It's a triple burner. All of a sudden, I'm real sneezy.
There. All right, even. So, first of all, my initial is... Man, is this a funny smoked cigar? And yes, we have certain cigars planned. So...
Jeez, I just can't stop. It's not the cigar either.
I'm picking up deep hints of cocoa.
I'll agree with some cocoa. It's sizzling. That's an interesting thing. I'm listening to it about. Cocoa and cream.
Cocoa and cream, exactly. It's
Maybe a little
cigar.
caramel. This is an odd cigar to hold. Very odd.
Very odd. But very enjoyable.
I don't know if it's enjoyable yet. It's odd.
I want to say...
I can see walking down the street with one of these and having people who don't even know cigars being like, what the fudge is that? There we go. It is kind of comfortable to hold in the mouth, though. There.
Yes. I wouldn't recommend it too long holding it in your mouth because the end might break.
Very sweet on the roof of the mouth. Now, when I tell you that it's sweet on the roof of the mouth, though, I got a slightly different situation with my mouth than most people do. I have implants. And so there's like a piece of plastic with metal at the roof of my mouth in the back. And off that plastic, or whatever material they use, it was just coming off real sweet, which might not happen to everybody, but to me it does. So.
Well, as you all know, I've complained in the past about cigars heating up and burning on certain things with fillings, but my filling's almost 30 years old, so...
And if you're wondering about my implants, I got them when I was 13 because I was in a bike accident because somebody loosened a quick release on my bike and the front wheel actually fell off while I was riding my bike. And so I lost 3 teeth at 13, and they were adult teeth already, and my dad said, well, we can't have that. You can't have false teeth at that age, so I'm going to get you implants. So now I got implants.
I was just looking for all of you, trying to figure out where my phone disappeared to.
You stuck it over here.
Oh, you're sitting on it.
Yeah, because it slid. Anyways, I guess we should probably see you in the halfway point.
Yes, of this beautiful egg. Stay tuned.
It can wait. Hello, and welcome back to the almost halfway point of this egg, which might be the halfway point for us, if we make it. Not that the cigar is too strong. Not that the cigar's got too much flavor. Problem is, it is dry heat that is very hot, burning the fingertips already. Every puff is like, kind of like sucking on a hot air vent. It's not exactly very fun. What little flavor there is mostly marshmallow and cream. It's extreme mild bodied other than that heat. I have to keep opening it up because it seals itself so I don't get any draw. The leaves inside they just moisten too much from all this heat in there. It's wonky, but it doesn't get too bad. Main thing is just dry, horrible heat. This isn't much of a cigar. And I was going to say, they say it goes 42, 70, 42. No way this is 70. This ashtray fits an 80 ring gauge in the holes there. This will not sit. It cannot be rested in this ashtray. This has got to be at the center point, probably about an 85 to 90 ring gauge. Maybe even bigger than that.
100?
I doubt it goes up to 100. But
there is only 80 ring gauge, but so I'm thinking maybe 90 to 100 ring gauge is what this is from the fattest point.
Yeah, it's... another thing about this is it just drops ash everywhere if you don't ash it. And when you do ash it, it makes a horrendous mess. Make sure to have a nice big deep ashtray with sharp edges, not rounded edges. If you are going to try to smoke one of these, this is one of the most gimmicky sticks I've ever smoked, and to this point, it has not been a pleasure at all. And I was actually really looking forward to it, and I'm still looking forward to trying to make it through this just because it is a gimmick cigar. And it's unfortunate that it's just also a garbage cigar, too. It'd be nice if it was a gimmick with good flavors.
My turn?
Yep.
First of all, I gotta say, and this is just my own opinion so far, is it is a gimmick cigar. Me and Aaron were conversing about that. I highly do not recommend a cigar like this because it's a gimmick. It's got a lot of ash. As I was saying in between the first and second video we made, that this is one of those gimmicky cigars and messy. It makes the ashes everywhere. The other thing is I don't know if Aaron had told you, but this entire section that I'm holding is becoming pure soft. I mean, it's like your finger can go straight through it.
Forgot about that. This wrapper gets so soft that it's squishy everywhere. There's not a firm spot left in it.
Another thing is as Aaron said, we got to open this up constantly. And as we're opening it up, it will start to get harder and harder to open it up because if you see mine right now, it is becoming pure squishy, so you got to be very careful.
And you also got to be careful not to poke too hard because you're beginning to get to the point of ash as well.
Yes, and on top of this is a cigar that probably can't tunnel, but it's going to be burning wonky, and it's something, in my opinion, even at the halfway point, that I wouldn't recommend for anyone.
This is a gag gift.
And
I do. You stopped it, didn't you?
No.
Oh, no. It's kind of a gag gift, and I do appreciate the fact I get to try one. I've been wanting to try one. I'll admit that. This seemed like such an interesting idea. It kind of really drew at me to give it a try. And, yeah. You know, it's been worth giving a try, I guess.
I think Johnny sticks for this, but in my opinion, it was one of those cigars that when I saw it in the catalogs, you know, the natural or the other one, I decided, you know, I wasn't really wanting to try it because it is...
and there's no way there's Perique in this because there's no flavor of Perique. Perique has a very distinct flavor.
Perique is in the Spectre cigars, which I really want to try.
Yeah, that's also got Latakia.
Mm-hmm. Pipe
which, of course, we were mentioned. That came up today, and when I was talking, I love coincidences, and here's a coincidence. This has Perique in it. The Spectre has Perique, and I said our package arrived. I'm asked, have you ever heard of the Spectre cigars? Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. They are on my top 10 list to try.
Same here.
Same with Rita, because we both enjoy a pipe from time to time. And
I'm more of the pipe smoker.
And a cigar that's rolled with pipe tobacco seems like an interesting idea, but this doesn't even have the flavor of the Perique in there. I'm sure the Spectre has much more. I don't even know why Jonathan Drew put these on the market. There's been a lot of negative backlash, apparently, against Drew Estate for having these even. And Drew Estate's own website basically says, oh, well, you know, but... Just
and also, if you can see this, it's getting too damn soft
and too hot.
Yeah,
and it's just too much work to try to smoke. I'm wondering if we're gonna make it through it.
So am I.
Well, yours is already burning down the back end of that. I'm still at the halfway point. You actually will make yours through it.
Barely, if this thing doesn't crumple under severe softness. Other thing is
now here's something I could see happening. You have the ice bucket challenge. Well, how about for brothers and sisters of the leaf, the egg challenge? See if you could actually make it through one. Anyone who does, I don't know. They made it through it, yay. I don't know how these challenge things work. But this could actually easily become something like that because this is such a... it's not worth it. Drew Estate, I want my money back. Oh, wait, it wasn't my money. But
now, I do want to say, for the record, since Johnny Sticks was really looking forward to this review, Johnny, if you have one of those eggs, just leave it in your humidor and let it age for like 20 years.
keep it as a cool little gimmick cigar and see if maybe in 20 years there's some need for one because somebody's like, oh my God, there's someone who has an egg. You know, you might be able to sell it for like 40, 50 times what you paid for it.
And I do want to say the box looks nice, and I will try to grind up some of this to do a review if Aaron wouldn't mind working with me and putting it in our pipe. Because it might be better that way than smoking, because this stuff does not smoke well.
I mean, it's not horrible. It's just very little flavor. Anyways, we'll get back to you in the final third of this, if there is a final third. If not, we'll get back to you and let you know that there's no final third. See you in a bit. Hello, and welcome back to the final third of the egg. Now, first things first. This.
And it's not my fault.
This is not a cigar here. This is just the wrapper from this. It fell off. The binder is peeling and cracking. So we're going to go ahead and let that go out. This...
See, look at that. Cracking. Peeling. The binder is splitting in many places. There's right there is a long one, too, if you can see that.
Now, if you see here in the background, this is mine.
This is what's left of that. Go ahead. Want me to hold that for you?
No. Just so you know, this is a rock. I'm actually taking my time on this. This is just a rock ash. It's like a pure ice cream cone of ash. I'm working way too hard for very little flavor, very little taste. We're going to just let these go out and go and enjoy a real cigar.
I'm sorry, Johnny Sticks. This cigar is...
We tried. We really did try. But, no. If you even see these for $1, I don't recommend them. If somebody gives one to you, laugh and say, ha ha, very funny. I appreciate the thought. You must hate me. As for Johnny Sticks giving us 2 of them, it was a nice try. It was an awesome try that we got to try these because they are such a unique cigar. And we greatly appreciate the opportunity to give these a try. You're even going to try to puff more?
No, I'm just looking at it. I mean, how can you puff on something that the entire wrapper is, you know...
Kids outside. And now my wrapper is beginning to come loose on mine.
And also, just to let you know, you don't want to...
I'll tell you why the wrapper is coming loose. You cannot put this in an ashtray. There's no room to set it. And because you're constantly holding it, and it's hot, you rotate it in your fingers, and as you rotate it, you're loosening
Liz, knock it off.
You're loosening the wrapper each time you rotate this. Each time you move it because your fingers are too hot, and then it starts slipping off on you.
And don't forget, it is cracking. I mean, look at this here. The inner wrapper is already peeling, so...
Yeah, put it down before you end up dropping the ash on my floor. So, with that said, I rate this the worst cigar I think I have ever smoked.
Exactly. Same here.
I mean, this actually is maybe one lower than the one where we went to cut it and the whole stick shattered. At least that didn't smoke and end up making us have headaches. And this is a nightmare of a smoke. Nightmare.
So me and Aaron both agreed. We do not agree to have anyone smoke this. This cigar is just purely gimmick, as Monty says over Desert Smoke Review.
I am going to try to puff on this as hard as I can to get as big a cloud of smoke as I can. That's it. That's it. Little baby cloud.
And also because
do we want to talk about work? No, don't do these. Do not give Drew Estate any money for these. Total waste of time. And I actually hope that Jonathan Drew sees this review and says, okay, the egg off the market. Has he actually even taken the time to sit and smoke his own stick? Seriously?
I doubt it.
I don't think he'd enjoy this. Honestly, he must not have given it a try, or, it would never have made it to market.
Also, and
they've been on the market for over 5 years.
These cigars are terrible. I mean, some people would sit there and say, because I am a woman, that this is just operator error. This is not operator error.
Mine is not operator error either. In fact, I told you exactly how her leaf came off. It's too much rotating it because you can't have it in the ashtray.
I mean, I got it barely in the ashtray, but if you look at it, the inner, I
can now rest it, but...
look at this. The secondary binder is already cracked all the way up the middle. You can see that, Aaron?
Mm-hmm. But binders are never sealed like outer wrappers. They're just kind of there.
This is one of those cigars, I'm sorry to say to Johnny Sticks for it, but this cigar is it's got my crap rating as the crappiest cigar in the entire universe.
We appreciate the opportunity to review
Exactly.
this.
I'm happy to review it.
And I didn't maybe save some others the headache of...
I do want to say that before we go, that this cigar was not one on my
it wasn't
radar
on either
because I had a feeling when I was looking through the catalogs.
And I hate how CI has this listed as a sampler, as a one-pack sampler. And so you look up samplers by price, and you got to see this right off the beginning.
And I wanted to say, that even though this is a crap cigar, I finally wanted to say that before I even looked at it, before we even got it, I never told Aaron my opinion that I thought this cigar was going to be the worst cigar in Lockheed. The way it's shaped does not make it so, it's one of those where Drew Estate put their money into this cigar, and they knew it was going to be called a money pit. We pay money, or...
They knew that somebody would pay money for this. But I don't see anyone who would possibly buy a box of these. They don't even come in a box. You can't buy 20 of them. You can only buy one. They're definitely novelty. But even as a novelty gimmick, get them off the market.
Even Monty over at Desert Smoke Review would say this is a gimmick. And you know what? It is a gimmick. But also at the same time, it's a cigar that once the leaf peels off like this, there's no way to smoke it. So they've gotten their money out of it.
If you want, go ahead and take an egg challenge and see if you can smoke through an entire one of these. I understand why, yeah. Don't do that. I told you to leave that down before that ash falls off.
I already tapped it completely.
I know, but it's still burning. I just... And actually, the knife is about the only way to ash this thing without getting ash everywhere. If you want to keep a nice clean area, make sure you use a knife to remove the ash. Rather than trying to rotate it in your ashtray, because that's just going to get everywhere. Or trying to hold the ash on, because it's just going to flake and fall everywhere, and then you're going to have ash everywhere around you, on your pants, on your shirt.
To me, this is not a cigar.
And it didn't last 2 hours. So, anyways, with that said, we've reviewed the egg. And we got nothing further to say on it other than don't. So
please add and subscribe.
Please add and subscribe. Comments, feedback, suggestions. If you've had an egg, tell us your horror stories of it. Or if you didn't have a horror story, please tell us. I don't know what's wrong with you. Mine was fine. Just try to be nice and polite and everything.
Enjoy every puff.
And enjoy every puff.